Thank you for watching Scary Bear Attacks. If you like this episode, please remember to hit the like button and leave a comment or two, then subscribe and click on the bell to receive notifications of whenever we release new videos. Also, please remember to share them to your social media.
Welcome back to Scary Bear Attacks.
Today's episode takes us to a state in the United States that has long been the center of controversy around proper management of bear populations. This location is the state of New Jersey, and specifically mountainous Essex County. The elevation here is very low at under 700 feet, and the forests are extremely thick due to the humid subtropical climate. It is the 14th most densely populated county in the USA and the second most densely populated county in New Jersey. It has an average of 13,731 people per square mile. That's a lot of people, but the density of black bears is much more concerning. Black bears here have a veritable smorgasbord of berries, fruits, nuts, insects, bird eggs, and animals to feed from. As soon as they emerge from their winter dens, they feast on skunk, cabbage, forbs, bulbs, tubers, and insects. There are so many deer here that many are killed by cars, creating a carrion buffet around nearly every corner of the road. Area residents have developed a practice of taking their trash to the curb in the morning before heading to work, instead of leaving it out overnight. This pattern was established after so many of them left their trash out at night and woke to find their own garbage scattered down the street. Putting the trash out at daybreak just before the garbage truck comes by doesn't always keep the bears out of the trash, but it does help. Around 7 a.m. on January 7th, 2022, 81-year-old Carol Nabor was taking her trash to the curb for pickup. She was a manager with AIG in her professional life, but had retired since then and enjoyed a slower time with her dogs. She had 5 grandchildren whom she also spent time with, but their visits were intermittent. For fun, she worked at a local animal shelter and rescued orphaned cats just because she loved animals. The year prior, she had to have her 17-year-old Springer Spaniel put down, and now only had the dog's pup, 14-year-old Amanda, left. Carol's neighborhood was flanked by a thick covering of woods that ran all the way up to her property line. Carol flicked on the outside lights and opened the door for her Springer Spaniel, Amanda, to come with her. Along with Amanda was Carol's daughter's dog, a Vizsla. The 2 dogs streaked past her with a lot more energy than usual. They were barking and growling as soon as they got out of the door. Carol looked up as she closed the door behind her and could see 2 very large black bears across the road from her house, eating from her neighbor's trash bins. This wasn't anything abnormal, as there are bears everywhere in this part of New Jersey, and raiding the trash bins is their favorite thing to do. The dogs ran up barking and growling at the bears. The larger bear immediately dashed for the safety of the woods, but the smaller bear bowed its back at the dogs. Its ears were pinned back, and the hair on its neck stood up to make it look larger. As they got closer, the bear swayed its head left and right a few times in obvious irritation. Carol wasn't too alarmed at the racket the dogs were raising, but then the situation took a more serious turn. Her dog, Amanda, didn't slow down as she approached the bear. Amanda ran right up to the bear, in fact, and growled as a show of protection for her owner. Apparently, the protective pup thought the bear had its eye on Carol, and that was something Amanda wouldn't tolerate. Amanda made one very serious mistake in her owner's defense. She got within swiping distance of the bear's paws, and one swipe sent her flying. As the dog tumbled a few times, the bear wasted no time and was on her before she could regain her feet. The angry Bruin pinned Amanda to the ground and tried to get a hold of her with its jaws. Amanda nipped and spun in an attempt to keep the bear on its heels. As Carol watched the fracas, she briskly walked toward the bear. She yelled out, calling for Amanda to come back, but the dog was clearly distracted by the bear. About the time Amanda began yelping, Carol was only a couple of feet from the pair. As soon as Carol heard Amanda yelping, her protective mama bear came out. She started punching the bear in the head. At first, the bear didn't pay her any mind, but after a few blows from Carol, things changed. It was almost like the bear suddenly became aware of her presence after several of her tiny fists landed. It turned its head in her direction and away from Amanda. This is all Carol wanted, to have the bear release her dog and let the bear go on its way. But the bear was defending itself from 2 dogs first, and now an angry octogenarian. The big bear swung its head toward Carol and locked its jaws on her lower leg, causing her to tumble onto her back. Now, in a vulnerable position, Carol knew she was at the bear's mercy. Its teeth gashed her leg, and now it seemed it may be set on doing more than that to her. Upon seeing Carol tumble onto her back, the bear focused its attention back on Amanda. It pinned her to the ground with its paws and pushed its muzzle into her body as far as it could and closed its powerful jaws. It picked Amanda up into the air a few feet and bounded into the woods with the dog yelping in pain and flailing about. By now neighbors and friends had begun to converge on the scene. Carol was regaining her feet and explained that the bear had run off with her dog. Police responded to the scene and immediately began to search for the dog in hopes that the bear had lost interest and left her alone in the woods nearby. A short distance into the woods, the searchers found Amanda. She suffered from very serious bites to her body and was in terrible shape. The police officers scooped her up and immediately headed to a nearby veterinarian for life-saving treatment. Amanda's wounds were so grievous that her life slipped away before any medical intervention could save her. Carol received a few stitches to close the gash on her lower leg caused by the bear's bite. A search was initiated to locate the dog-killing bear, but all efforts turned up fruitless. Authorities parked a large culvert trap in Carol's driveway, trying to catch the marauding bear before it could kill another dog or endanger another person. They decided that if they located the bear, they would need to kill it for fear it might continue to cause problems for the neighborhood. Authorities estimated that the bear was nearly 400 pounds, but I could find no source indicating that it was ever caught or killed. Regarding the bear attack on her and her dog, Carol stated that she survived because of Amanda's brave sacrifice. She says that if the bear hadn't snatched Amanda, the bear may have killed her. She states that it is hard losing both of her dogs in the same year and misses Amanda every day. The New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection has noted that black bear populations are appearing to move into residential areas and are spotted more there than in the wild. Incidents involving black bears increased from 372 in 2021 to 804 in 2022. That is an increase of 116% in a single year. New Jersey hunters and their advocates have laid out the case that bear hunting is needed to thin populations out, especially near residential areas. Their efforts have been opposed by animal rights activists who say bears should be free to roam without human interference. This perspective ignored the fact acknowledged by the NJDP, which indicates that bears prefer to live around people. By moving into human areas, the bears are adjusting to a human-centered existence instead of being bears in the woods like they are supposed to be. In 2007, former New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy let a policy permitting bear hunting expire. He exuberantly tweeted that 2020 would be the last bear hunt in the state. Apparently, humans are not the only animals that emigrate. The black bear population in New Jersey has been bolstered in recent years by bears moving into the state from nearby New York and Pennsylvania. Currently, there are estimated to be 3,000 black bears in the state of New Jersey. Given that New Jersey is only 8,722 square miles, that puts their population density at about 1 bear per every 3 square miles. After reviewing the facts surrounding this episode, I have a few questions for you. With all that food around, why do you think the bears in New Jersey still raid people's trash cans? Do you think Carol would have been mauled by the bear if it weren't for Amanda? Do you think the presence of the dogs exacerbated the incident? Would you want to tangle with an 81-year-old grandma defending her best friend? I am pretty sure I would take a pass on that one. I will enjoy reading and replying to your thoughts, so post them in the comment section below, and let's talk about it.
Thank you for watching Scary Bear Attacks.
If you've enjoyed this episode, please consider clicking on the like button and clicking on the bell icon. We'll help you know when we post our new episodes. Posting our video links to your social media profiles furthers awareness, and it's fun. We slashed our prices in our merch store, linked below, so check out the bargains there while you shop. As a member of our human community, remember to adventure bravely and be careful out there, especially in bear country.